Hi guys, Nick Scrutton here from Gimme. Today I'm going to get into how to set your driver up. All these adjustable drivers here, multiple different settings, they'll affect loft and face angle. I'm going to go into a bit more detail with this particular model that I've got here, how I can correct the ball flight that I'm seeing, how I can potentially dial this in, allow me to hit better, straighter golf shots. Stay tuned, I'm going to go through all the settings with you right now. Okay guys, so I'm going to go through the settings and how you can dial this driver head in to potentially help you if you have a draw or a fade shot, or if you want to try and hit it higher or lower. So I've got the Ping G440 LS Tech model here, really good head. Just hit some shots on a previous video that I've done and it was drawing a little bit too much for me. So there's a couple of different ways with these particular heads now that I can actually try and straighten my ball flight out using the adapter on the head here. So if I just show you this close up, you can see that's in that standard setting on the Ping sleeve, which is the O setting that you can see, or the circle setting. What you'll also be able to see here is they've got a small plus and a big plus, which is adding loft to the golf club. And you've also got a small minus and a big minus, which is subtracting loft from the golf club as well. One thing to note when you're doing that, typically when you're adding loft to any head, whether it be driver, fairway wood, hybrids, you're gonna get the face looking more closed to the target line. And this is effectively adding on, if I look at it there, as I sort of add to loft, it starts to toe it in a little bit more. And as I start to take loft off, it will open that face as well. So for me here, I'm trying to eliminate more of a draw shot shape. I'm going to try and subtract a little bit of loft off this, use that small minus setting on this particular Ping sleeve here. That's going to open the face a little bit more. It's going to help me get the ball started on line a little bit straighter, take a little bit of that right to left out. You've also got the back weight settings as well. In this particular golf club I've got here, you've got a neutral setting, which is what we've got it in at the moment. You can then put the weight into the fade setting, which would be more into the toe area of the golf club here. And what that does is with more weight, it makes the toe move slower, so the heel moves a bit quicker, opening the face up. And then you've also got a draw setting that you can put the golf club into here as well. That places more of the center of gravity, more of the mass in the heel of this golf club, allowing the toe to move quicker and enhancing a draw. So I'm gonna start just by moving the club face into the small minus setting on the sleeve, which is gonna take a bit of loft off and open the face a little bit for me. See what that does to the ball flight, show you guys, and then if I need to go further, I can go into the big minus setting, or I can start playing with that back weight there. So stay tuned, I'm gonna hit a few shots now. Okay guys, so as you can see up on the screen there, I hit a few drives earlier on with this Ping G440 LST at 9 degrees in a neutral setting, and it definitely was going a little bit left on me. I'm typically a draw player anyway, and so I want to try and correct that by setting the golf club up to try and enhance or just try and straighten that draw out for me. So a couple of ways of doing that. I'm going to grab my wrench, nice and easy, unscrew this. And these are so easy to do, to be honest with you. Typically with most of the drivers in the market now, you can go online and you can actually have a little look at the settings online, and they'll be able to tell you exactly what will happen here. But if you're working with a Ping like I am here, effectively by taking a bit of loft off the golf club, and you can see that small minus setting there is going to take 1 degree of loft off. So I'm just going to set it up in that setting there. This is also going to open the face up again. Therefore, should be taking a little bit of draw shape off me. I want to see a little less right to left. Tighten that up there. So down by the ball, you can definitely see it's taken a little bit of loft off the golf club, and it's also opened that face up a little bit more as well. So it now looks like it wants to start a little bit more right target for me personally. Now, if you're a slicer with a golf ball, you definitely don't want to be seeing that. You want to probably be seeing the club face square to slightly toed in. That's going to give you that feeling that you're going to draw it back onto target. But for me here, the left is the big miss. That's the one I'm trying to get away from. So having a little bit less loft on the golf club and seeing the face a little bit more open is actually quite a nice visual for me. So let's see if that helps. Well, there you go. So straight away it's faded a little bit, which is ideal for me. That's exactly what I wanted. Definitely held its line a little bit better. I'd be happy with that. Maybe 10 yards right of center. Carries actually up a little bit now as well. Again, typically when the ball hooks, it comes out the air because it doesn't carry as much spin, so it ducks out the air quite quickly, especially with driver. You'll actually lose distance because of that. So that shot shape there, it's actually picked up a little bit of height. Spin stays similar, launch is up a little bit. It was around 11 with the previous setting, which is quite interesting because again, the toe is closing down, taking loft off of it for me. That's held the loft on it a little bit better. It's actually picked up the launch a little bit, and ball speed's very similar. Again, this is where sometimes loft can have a bit of a bad name, a bit of a bad rep, and what I mean by that is people assume just because they've got less loft in hand or more loft in hand, it's going to affect the ball speeds, but really the centerness of the strike is going to influence that more than anything else. I mean, ultimately the setup of that driver is exactly the same. I'm just tweaking the face here so I can alter my ball flight, but that definitely did what I wanted it to do. Okay, so there we go, and I've actually tried to draw that one. I've turned it over a little bit too much. That was more me than the golf club, to be completely honest with you. And I think what that demonstrates is a bad swing will always override club face and the fitting ultimately. As much as you can get the fitting right and you can change the face angles and everything else, if you put a bad golf swing on it, you're still going to see a poor result. Okay, so you can see that still continues to draw a little bit too much for me, so I'm going to place a little bit more of that mass into the toe area, so back onto my wrench again. I'm not going to subtract any more loft at this point in time. I'm just going to see if I can move this back weight into the toe area and see if that enhances things for me. Nice and easy to do again, just a screw motion, wait for the click, there we go. Okay, so now I've taken the loft down on this particular driver here, so you can see I've got that into the small minus setting on here, which has taken 1 degree of loft off the golf club. And now I've placed a little bit more weight into the toe area as well, which is hopefully going to stop that toe from moving quite as quick and produce a slightly straighter club face for me, which again should result in straighter drives. I hit one good one there and then I hit 2 left. So again, I'm trying to make sure I get rid of that big left altogether because that's my big miss. So I'm really diving a bit more into the detail of what this driver is capable of doing now. So yeah, so definitely with this particular model, the way it's set up for me right now, I've definitely got more of a draw bias to it. So at this point in a fitting, I might dive into a couple of different shafts for the player just to see if I can, again, change the way that the golf club times for them and maybe change the performance, the starting direction, spin obviously as well. In this scenario here, I'm going to change the settings even more. So on the ping sleeve, they've actually got a flat toe setting, which is going to make the lie angle of the head flatter. That again should help me get the ball started more online, stop it from drawing so much. Let's dive back into the settings on this. Now this is where we start getting a little bit more technical for you guys, but again, this is where the golf club can start to work with you as well, getting it set up correctly. Okay, so if I take that off, you will be able to see there that there is now on the flip side of that adapter, it says flat setting. And that's because typically the ping heads anyway are set up sort of, I would say, a little bit more upright anyway than some other models. Although this is the LS Tech model and this is already relatively neutral to quite flat in lie angle, I would say typically as a manufacturer, the pings will be a little bit more upright, and that's going to enhance that sort of right to left draw shape for the majority of amateur golfers out there who don't suffer from hitting it from right to left too much. But for me, I'm trying to straighten that ball flight out. So I'm going to now tap into these flat settings that they've got. I'm going to just put it back into standard loft, 9 degrees, but in that flat setting. This is going to flatten the lie angle out of the driver by a couple of degrees. Now this is important. This is going to help me, hopefully, start the ball more online, stop it from drawing quite so much. This is going to give me a different visual down by the ball. I'll explain what that's going to look like for you. Okay guys, so put this into the flat face setting here, which is flattens the lie angle out. It's a bit more toe down now. I'm hoping that's going to help me get the ball started online a little bit more. Still got the weight into the toe area, so again, so far the adjustments I've made, I've subtracted a degree of loft to open the face angle, take a bit more loft off the golf club. I've then also put the weight into the toe area. Those two haven't worked quite as much as I'd like them to, so now I've gone with the flatter face setting. Let's just see what difference that makes. Down by the ball, you can definitely see it looks a little bit more toe down is the way I would describe it. That face looks like it's starting and pointing a bit more right of that white line. But I definitely got the ball started a little bit right at target. Still with that draw shape, which I don't want to lose because I'm a draw player. I definitely see all my shots from right to left. but it's definitely helped get the ball started right at target. So the draw shape isn't as extreme. Higher flight as well, because I've gone back up in loft again, so 9 degrees, but in the flat setting. I'd be happy with those numbers. Ball speed's in a good spot. Launch and spin in a good spot as well there. So back up at nearly 14 degrees launch and 2,200 on the spin as well. So yeah, they're pretty good numbers for me, but most importantly, I'm happy with the actual dispersion of the shot in terms of the shot shape. I would say strikes so far have been pretty good. Typically, high toe can be my miss. So I think there was definitely a couple of those early on. But the last couple have felt pretty solid. The ball speed's in a good spot. Big draw again. Maybe it's just me today. It could be that as well. Again, I'm really getting stuck into the adapter settings and the weighting here of this driver. I'm still struggling with it. That doesn't mean that the golf club's not working. Again, it's just some poor swings off myself. I'm hitting it a little bit out the toe and I'm overdrawing it. But actually the way the club looks, and actually I'd say the performance out of it so far, based on the swings I put on, have been pretty good. And again, I'm aiming pretty straight here, so I'm not trying to manipulate, I'm not aiming up the right hand side, I'm just trying to hit dead straight golf shots here for you. Better swing from myself there, so better result on this one. Little tight draw, quite happy with that one. Definitely feel more comfortable with the adapter in the flatter setting, which is, again, you can see on this particular ping driver, it doesn't have any markings on here, but when you take the driver head off, you can see it says flat. That's definitely optimised the driver for me, that and the back weighting being in the toe area. I hope you found that valuable. Obviously, I've done that on the ping driver today, but all the top manufacturers now have adjustable drivers in their lineups. Have a bit of a play on the driving range yourself. You can't go wrong, really. You can always move it back to the original settings, but typically you've got the adapter settings and you've got your back weight or slidable weights that move from front to back. You've got those as well. I would always go and go to a driving range and just test it out. See exactly what performance you get in terms of changes in trajectory, height, spin, launch. It's all there to play with. So go out, explore. You never know what you might find. Happy driving. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. Give us a like, give us a follow. Look forward to seeing you guys soon.